Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, but before we get started, I'm well aware of the times right now, and we can only hope things don't escalate further. And moving on to the main topics today, we have more on that Super Bowl boost for Dre and Eminem, to more on Kxng's teaser that's been linked to Slaughterhouse among other suggestions. And we have more that destroys a popular Eminem narrative thanks to data from Google Trends. And before we dive into the details, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So we'll start with Kxng's teaser that was shared on Twitter a few hours ago, and this has sparked some interesting reactions so far, like this for instance: OMG, I hope Glass House or a full reunion, and more. If this hype is for a Slaughterhouse project, I wonder how it will work out with Joe, since the group is still signed under Shady and Joe has issues with Shady. That makes me believe it's hard too. I'm excited regardless how it comes out. We have more that clarifies this take, which we'll get to in a bit, but on the other end, some have already suggested that the masked characters represent Crooked, Royce, Joel, and Budden from the teaser. And now takes like this have already popped up when you're dying for a Slaughterhouse comeback, but you dislike Joe Budden at the same time. Well, fans on Reddit believe it's probably just Joel and Crooked, with takes like Joel Ortiz posted too, but only him and Crooked. Probably another joint album. If it was Slaughterhouse, I think Royce would have posted something too. And hours later, Kxng shared a snippet of visuals incoming, and he shared more in response to a reaction that's quite revealing. We got off Shady a long time ago, wink face emoji. And for those who need more, here's more from Crooked in reaction to this post from a user. I am aware, please move on from the Slaughterhouse stuff though, just for the sake of us fans being sick of y'all pump faking us again and again. This is Stockholm Syndrome. Crook responds, I don't think you understand what's going on yet. Suffice to say, this could be Slaughterhouse related indeed, and since it's not with Shady, Joe Budden is likely involved. That's my interpretation. What are your thoughts? Moving on, following the Super Bowl performance, the latest issue of Billboard Artists 100 chart shows Eminem and Dr. Dre are the top two rappers in the United States this week, and overall ranked 4th and 5th on the Artist 100 chart. Mary J. Blige also rose to number 7, Kendrick Lamar rose to 11, Snoop Dogg re-entered the chart at 25, and 50 Cent entered for the first time ever at number 79. And moving on, we have more today that smashes another nail into the coffin of the narrative that only a certain demographic listens to Eminem's music. A report based on Google Trends goes, countries where Eminem recently received the highest portion of Google searches does not mean total searches. Countries with larger populations would usually be higher in total searches. This means out of all the searches in these countries, Eminem is what they searched most. And this is a quote directly from Google to explain what we are about to explore. Note, a higher value means a higher proportion of all queries, not a higher absolute query count. So a tiny country where 80% of the queries are for bananas will get twice the score of a giant country where only 40% of the queries are for bananas. And now that you get how this works, it turns out that African countries dominate the top 5 interests. For Eminem, it goes Zambia, Nigeria, South Africa, United States, and Canada in the top 5 based on data for the last 12 months. So how is this possible? We are told a certain demographic is solely responsible for Eminem's success, yet no European country makes the top 5 for Eminem based on interest in the last 12 months. And it's not tiny countries either. Nigeria on that list, for instance, is the most populous black nation in the world. In fact, according to the OECD, it states, Nigeria is the largest black nation in the world. 1 out of every 4 Africans and 1 out of every 5 persons of African origin is a Nigerian. And according to Google Trends, based on Eminem interest by region, Nigeria is number 2 for M, a country with over 200 million people. And we have data like this readily available, but posts like this still go viral on Twitter. If the person isn't black, they can't be considered a top rapper / hip-hop / R&B artist. I don't make the rules. Now, apart from the fact that rappers already rate Eminem the GOAT according to a study based on data available, we now see African countries dominate the top 5 based on interest for Eminem, but that data doesn't stop these takes from going viral. On this post, for instance, the user responded with the stats for Eminem sales and monthly listeners on Spotify, and that got this response: yeah, white people with no taste supporting a white guy because he's white totally makes him good. But based on the multifaceted data we've covered on this channel in foreign markets, from the Far East, Middle East, Africa, Australia/New Zealand, Europe, North and South America. Data relating to streaming performance, digital sales, physical sales, and now Google Trends. The fact that this narrative is still spewed online is quite concerning and hilarious all in one. That will be all for now. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.